Hey, what up, everyone? I'm Sinnycool, and this is Gems of War. And today we are on the new account, but I'm going to be going over the Rowanne team. This is a team that every single person should build and use quite a bit throughout your whole gameplay. I mean, early in the game you won't have access to it, but you're going to work towards it like immediately as soon as possible. So, any kind of Rowanne team you're going to use early, you're going to use late. It's like one of the most important teams in the game. And if you don't know this, it's going to hamper your whole account and your whole gameplay. You just have to know that the Rowanne team is a very important team. So let's get into it. Rowanne. So I'm gonna tell you like the how to get Rowanne, how to get the other troops, what troops are important to put with Rowanne, what you use it for. The many iterations of the Rowanne team. There's different makeups of the team. You start with one, you move to another, you work towards a certain, and then you keeps going and going until you have like a high-end Rowanne team using mythics and stuff. But you start out with stuff that you just get more easily. So yeah, Rowanne, reason she's one of the best in the game. We have an epic troop, but you get it for free through the Forest of Thorns quest line. And Forest of Thorns is one of the first like 10 kingdoms that you open up. It's probably even lower than that. It's probably one of the first 5 to 8 kingdoms you open up. I can't remember exactly. You can watch the rest of this playthrough to see when I get it. I'm sure I put it in the title and everything. It was pretty soon though. It was like 5th, 6th, 7th video, something like that. So you won't have it immediately. You'll have to use something like goblins or worms or something like that until you get Rowanne. But yeah, you get her from Forest of Thorns for free after you get the Forest of Thorns questline done. So it's a free mythic. Or epic, sorry, epic. 12 green, blue, Forest of Thorns, Fey Elemental. Um, it deals scatter damage boosted by your armor with a ×2 boost ratio. So what you do is you use other troops on your team, you use guard medals, you just use your stats in general to build up your armor. And then when you cast her, she'll do crazy damage to everything on the other team. And a lot of the time, for the things you're doing early in the game, she's going to wipe them out in one shot. Things you're doing late in the game, you're going to go to like difficulty 1 Explore, you're going to go to your adventure board, your stuff like that, and you're going to wipe it out in one shot. And then even later on, you can use mythics and other legendaries and stuff to make her armor like super high, and you can still like wipe out really high level content with her. You'll use her in delves, you'll use her in events, you use a lot of the time, especially like vault event, which is coming up. It's very important for the vault event. If you don't have double Ironhawk, you use Rowanne. So Rowanne, a very super important troop in this game. If you're not using it, then you're just hurting yourself. Like, it's very important. It's very important. You have to, like, I wish every person in the game that's ever played the game knew about the Rowanne team. You need to know about this troop. Her traits not so great, but better to have them than to not have them, because you want to eventually medal her up with medals once you get like your global medals taken care of. But yeah, reinforced, recover 1 armor at the start of each turn. Water Spirit, gain 1 magic for each blue ally. You're going to have at least 1, so you're at least going to gain 1 magic there. Gain 1 life for each green ally. Not really too consequential, especially this one, but these two help a little bit. But yeah, so you want to build up her armor. So the first team this is the very first Rowanne team that you're probably gonna have. Until you get this one, you should probably just keep using your goblins or your worms or whatever you're doing early in the game. So we have the Golden Cog. Now you'll get this from red, yellow mastery. So every time you level up, you're going to get a choice between 2 colors. And I've explained this a million times. You pick brown, then you pick red, then you pick purple, then you pick yellow, then you pick blue, then you pick green. Those are the priority order. That way you get this weapon sooner than you would if you just picked whatever. It's not this. It almost is one of the highest priority weapons, but we still go, Mountain Crusher, then Mang, and then like start working towards Golden Cog and stuff like that. So, but yeah, red is high up there, and yellow is in the mid range as far as what you pick for Mastery. But you get it for free once again from Mastery. So we got 2 free things here. We got Golden Cog, we got Rowanne. And then after you get those 2, you can almost start using it, but I would recommend waiting until maybe you at least get like Clockwork Sphinx or something like this. This is just a rare troop. It's not something crazy that you have to, it's not going to take you forever to get it. It's an Adana rare. So it's a mech. and it's 12 brown and purple. That's good because Golden Cog is yellow and red, Rowanne is green and blue, and then we have Clockwork Sphinx, which is brown and purple. You're covering every single color with those first 3 troops. So it destroys all gems of a chosen color. Give all allies armor boosted by gems destroyed. So if you pick the color with the most on the board, you could end up getting like, I don't know, let's see, 21. You destroy 21 gems, you're gonna get whatever armor, 11 plus like 18 armor to all. I don't know, something like that. So you can get around 20 armor for Rowanne, who would then have 57 armor instead of 37. So that almost doubles her up and makes her hit harder. And that's not the main one that you're going to be boosting her armor with, but it just helps that it's a mana generator. It's destroying all gems of a chosen color. So what I usually do, and we'll run some battles. I'm just going to be talking the whole time. We'll run some battles, but you'll destroy, like, for me, I'll destroy red or yellow to get the golden cog up because that's the real thing that's going to boost your armor, but it still boosts your Rowanne armor even if you pick yellow or red. Because when you destroy, you get the mana from, like, if let's say there's 15 red on the board. We cast Clockwork Sphinx on red. We destroy 15, so that's going to give us 16 armor to all allies, right? Because it adds on to that 11, and it'll give 16 armor to Rowanne, so then it'll have like 53 armor, and it'll get up the golden cog, which can then give armor to an ally equal to their current armor. So at that point, Rowanne's going to have whatever I said, 53 armor, and then you're going to double it. So then you're going to have 106 armor. So now we're like tripled up here, dealing like a ton of damage to every enemy. Like at least 45 damage to each enemy, which most of the time with the stuff we're doing with her is going to one-shot. So you cast Clockwork Sphinx, you get up your golden cog, you cast your golden cog on your Rowanne, you blow up your leprechaun, you get Rowanne up, and then you cast it. So it takes like 4 casts, sometimes less, just to wipe the whole other team out. But yeah, the Clockwork Sphinx, just a rare troop from Adana. You could look in the brown summoning stones. You could look in the purple summoning stones. You could just get it from opening gold keys, which are really easy to get. You could get it with glory keys, with like a lot of stuff. Guild seals. You will get it. Just because you don't have it right away, you're definitely going to get it. It's an easy to get troop. So just having those 3, you're already almost ready to go here. But then Leprechaun, sometimes he's a little bit elusive. 12 purple green bright forest fey. He is an ultra rare, which isn't like, it's not an epic, it's not a legendary, it's not a mythic, but I've heard of people having, a little bit of bad luck in getting the Leprechaun, but you should get it eventually. It's a bright forest ultra rare. So it'll be in glory keys, it'll be in guild seals, it'll be in gem keys and stuff like that. So you should be able to get it eventually. But it explodes 5 green gems, boosted by my gold, gain 20 gold, and it starts empowered. So gain bonus green mana from green gem matches, gain 2 bonus gold on 4 or 5 gem matches. So you want to have it fully traded, that's for sure. And you will start almost every matchup by casting Leprechaun, and you're going to blow up a bunch of green. That's going to get up your Rowanne, and then you boost up your Rowanne's armor, and then you cast it, and you win. So this whole team takes like 4 casts. Cast Leprechaun, that gets up Rowanne. Cast Clockwork Sphinx on red or yellow. Get up Golden Cog, cast Golden Cog on Rowanne, and then cast Rowanne. So whatever, maybe 4 or 5 things you have to do before you wipe out the entire other team. And it really only takes like 2 or 3 turns because this is an empowered exploder. Then you get to do something else. And a lot of times you'll get extra turns. So a lot of the time it'll only take 1 or 2 turns actually. But yeah, Golden Cog, mastery weapon, red and yellow. You get it pretty early in the game, like level 150 and under. Clockwork Sphinx, a rare troop from Adana that you should get pretty easily. It also has some okay traits. Reduce damage from skulls by 25%. It's like your backup tank. Gain 1 magic when an ally casts a spell. Rowanne here you get for free. Forest of Thorns. It's like the 5th or 6th or 7th kingdom that you open up, so you get it pretty early. Leprechaun, ultra rare, bright forest, empowered exploder. So this is like the first team you're going to work towards until you get it, until you have Leprechaun like fully traded, until you have like all these troops, until you get the mastery weapon, until you get Rowanne from Forest of Thorns, until you get Clockwork Sphinx by being in a good guild, getting keys and opening those keys. You should probably stick with your Goblin or your Worm team until then. So maybe 1 or 2 or 3 kingdoms after Forest of Thorns, you'll have your Rowanne team ready to go. And this is the first one. So we got Golden Cog, Clockwork Sphinx, Rowanne, Leprechaun. Now, let's go show this one, and then I'll mention a couple other teams that the iterations of the Rowanne team and how it matures as you go or whatever. What you would keep working towards. Anyway, so right now I'm doing Kingdom Quests. I'm on like Blackhawk, which is pretty far, not super far, but pretty far. We'll show it in action. I won't do too many battles here. What I'm gonna do in this video is we'll do this, and then I'll play my new account playthrough a little bit. I'm trying to make this video like 30 minutes long, not too long, so the casuals will click on it. I know my choir and my centers will always click on it, but we got to get those casual fringe sometimes, and I can't be making an hour-long videos where I'm just talking about every single move I make. So you see there, I cast the Leprechaun. It didn't. Eventually, it'll start getting your Rowanne up in one cast. We got to get another troop that starts her with half mana before it'll start doing that every single time, but you'll do like almost the same battle every time. But anyway, so we cast our Leprechaun. It gave Rowanne 5 mana. It gave other stuff mana too. When you explode green, it like catches other colors in it, so it's more helpful than just for Rowanne. All right, then we'll cast our Golden Cog. As long as there's no extra turns, we'll cast our Golden Cog on our Rowanne almost always. It's building her armor so she does more damage, right? We have some troops over here, some enemies that have like pretty high durability. We got like 80 durability right there. So we're going to have to get her up pretty high. We'll take Brown. We want to get up the Sphinx. Now we'll cast the Sphinx on, you want to do the color, like a color with a lot, but let's do red. So red almost got that cog back up. Rowanne got up just by chance, like along the way. Let's take these skulls. Scatter damage is different than just hitting all enemies for 16 or whatever. Scatter damage, if you kill an enemy, it then distributes the damage more heavily among the final 3 or 2 or 1. Like, see how it does 184 bonus here? So we're actually doing 200 damage. Well, it's going to spread it all out amongst all 4 of these, but if we kill one of them, it's then only spreading it out amongst 3, so it's hitting each one harder. If there's only 2, then we're hitting each of the 2 for freaking 100 damage each. But right now we're only hitting for, 50 damage each. So we could kill this. We couldn't. So we still want to build the armor up. Take that yellow extra turn. We got the cog again. We could take skulls, but we're almost on our way to victory. We have the golden cog, which doubles our armor. Boom, 184. Now this should be enough. We have 368 damage plus 16. So that's quite a bit. That's 384 damage. So you got to divide that by 3. That's almost 100 per, so we should be able to kill. You don't have to do those calculations every time. You'll just get a feel for it. But just on this first battle, boom, wipe them all out. Pretty quick. If I wasn't explaining everything, then it would have went even faster. But yeah, before they didn't really even get to do barely anything there, right? They took some mana. They maybe cast it on me once, and then they're dead. So that is the very first Rowanne team you're going to work towards. And let's get out of here and we'll go talk about the next one. And there's other troops you could use instead of like Clockwork Sphinx. Let's go look at them. So we'll go base rarity here. Because I know, like, what if I don't get Clockwork Sphinx? What if I don't get Leprechaun quickly and I still want to use the Rowanne team? You can. I like to wait until I have this team, but you could. Let's go down to like common. Let's look at the team. And there's some other troops here that, as long as they give some sort of armor and they help Rowanne get up. Like you could use Thrall just to, if you don't have Clockwork Sphinx, but you do have Leprechaun empowered, you could use Thrall and just like cast the Golden Cog a couple times on Rowanne. There's definitely other options. You don't have to do this exact team, but this is the one I like to use. This is the one most people are going to talk about as your very first Rowanne team. But there's other stuff here. I'm looking for, I think Templar maybe. There's some other stuff, like even Dwarven Gate would be okay. But you just want to look for something that mana generates and gives armor at the same time, like Templar here. He gives all allies armor and transforms all red gems to green to boost the effect. 5-to-1 ratio. So he's going to give everybody armor, which is good for Rowanne. And he's going to change red to green, which is good for Rowanne and Leprechaun. So he could stand in for Clockwork Sphinx for a little bit. And he uses blue and brown. So he is kind of blocking Rowanne. That's why he's not as good. But he's something you could do for a little bit until you get Clockwork Sphinx. And there's other ones here. I don't want to waste a bunch of your time, but I could see you using something else until you get this exact team. But for me, I like using like goblins until I got this team, and just I'm gonna go with goblins and goblins and goblins. So I'm used to it. I'm good with it until I build this entire team. Then I'll switch to this team and use this team for a very long time until I'm really good with it. The beginning of the game isn't like super exciting. You're not going to use 50 different teams. If you're doing that, then you're probably having a hard time. I know it's not fun to use the same team every single, but we're just trying to open stuff up. We're trying to get stuff done. We're trying to get in a good guild. We're trying to get our mastery and our class weapons and our classes open and all our kingdoms open and start on the delves and stuff. We're not trying to like experiment with different teams and stuff. Do that on your own time. When you're trying to actually play the game and get stuff done, use Rowanne or use goblins or worms or something like that. Something that works and gets the job done. So our next, what we would work towards next, it still includes Leprechaun, it still includes Rowanne, it still includes Golden Cog. You can go one of two ways here. You can either look for a different weapon, which would be Shield of Urskaya, or you can look for a half mana start for Rowanne. Rowanne's an elemental fae, so there's 2 troops in the game that can start her with half mana. And that'll just make your team faster. You cast Leprechaun. If she started already with 6 mana, that Leprechaun's going to get her up so fast every time. You could then just cast her and then get up your cog, cast it on her, get her up again, cast her again, and you probably win. It's not like super faster until you get like guard medals and more stats and stuff to where you can just one-shot without needing like a Clockwork Sphinx or whatever. But it is something to work towards. So let's go search by A to Z because I know what I'm looking for here. And we'll go down to K. Now, the one you want is the Mirage Queen because she's easy to get and target, but I somehow got King Aberon, so until I get him fully traded, I'm not using him, but once I do, I might throw him on the team. But he is the 50% start for Fae, which Rowanne is. And having a 50% start on your main damage dealer is a really good thing to do, and you're going to have to learn to look for that whenever you're making teams. So 50% start for Fae, Rowanne's a Fae. It gives 8 life and 5 magic to all allies, then create a firestorm and enchant all Fae allies. So it will also enchant Rowanne. So it pretty much gives Rowanne like 8 mana to start the battle. And then Leprechaun blows up, bang, it's up almost every time automatically. 50% start for Fae. So look for King Aberon. He's not easy to get. He's a Bright Forest legendary. So he'd have to be in the soulforge. You'd have to have diamonds, or you just have to get lucky with like glory keys, gem keys, guild chests, something like that, which I did. I got lucky with like glory keys or gem keys and got this troop. The one I really recommend, because it's actually going to line up with your gameplay and be something that you can target, would be the Mirage Queen. So whether you're getting the Shield of Urskaya first or the Mirage Queen first, up to you. I need to do show all. And go back down to T. And we'll look at the Mirage Queen. The Mirage Queen. Come on now. I don't want to miss it. We have a lot of the troops. The troops. There it is, right there. One of the best troops in the game because it's better than just its 50% start. Like King Aberon, all he's got is that 50% start. His spell sucks. He's not as good as the Mirage Queen. 15 red, blue, Sunken Fleet, Bright Forest, Elemental Construct. 50% start for Elemental. And Elemental has a lot of stuff that is good that you can also use the Mirage Queen with. So Mirage Queen is way better than King Aberon. I just had to mention King Aberon because he is an option. But it also has Bark Skin, and it curses all enemies and converts all green gems to Doom Skulls. So it can help with cleaning up. It's good on like skull spam teams. It curses. It's a curse option. It's your 50% start for Rowanne and Phoenicia and like Sycorax and all the awesome elementals in the game. Just a sick troop that you definitely want to get. What you have to do is go down to the underworld, go to Sunken Fleet. So we'll be doing that hopefully before we get to like level 250, 300 or so. We'll start doing City of Thieves every day, 3 times a day on level 20. And then we're going to open up all the other factions, and then we're going to start throwing Chaos Shards at portals like the Sunken Fleet portal and try to get the Mirage Queen. And then we're going to take this, we're going to trade it up, and when we finally have all that done, we're going to throw it on this team. Just like we have King Aberon, but he's not fully traded, so I can't put him on this team yet. We would get the Mirage Queen. We'd have to wait till it's fully traded to throw it on the team. So that's your next like step in this Rowanne journey, you're going to look for either King Aberon or the Mirage Queen. You're not going to put it on the team immediately. You're going to keep building your armor, keep getting guard medals, keep getting trait stones, get those troops fully traded, and then you'll put them on the team eventually. And you can use it on like stuff that you know you can clear in one shot, like difficulty 1 Explorer, Adventure Board, and stuff like that. And then you can switch back to this team when you're doing a little bit harder stuff because you want to be able to build your armor up higher. And Mirage Queen doesn't help you build your armor, it just helps you get your mana faster. The third thing we're going to look for in our Rowanne team, and this is like kind of number 2 as well, but it's not here yet. That's what's crazy. We don't have the kingdom yet, so we can't go get this weapon. But it's Urskaya. Urskaya is the kingdom. And I guess it's one of the last kingdoms you get, because I have a lot of kingdoms here, and it's still not open. But it's going to pop up like right around here once we get it. So I still have to do Blackhawk. I still have to do Zhejian, Galvania, Magrim Woods, Glacial Peaks, and I already have like almost 20 open. So it's one of the last like 10 kingdoms you're going to open, but Urskaya will open up here. You will go there, you'll do the quest, you'll do the class quest, you'll equip the class, which is Sentinel, and then you'll get 250 victories with Sentinel, and that'll give you a free class weapon, which is Shield of Urskaya. And that also gives you armor, and you're not going to use it right away, because at first it doesn't give as much armor as the Golden Cog, I noticed in my last new account playthrough. So you still use the Golden Cog. You actually use this team that I'm using. You'll use this team for quite a while, even after you have the Mirage Queen or King Aberon, even after you have the Shield of Urskaya. You kind of have to wait till you have like guard medals and a little bit more stats and stuff, and it's like situational. But eventually that's the next team. You'll have the Mirage Queen instead of Clockwork Sphinx, and you'll have Shield of Urskaya instead of the Golden Cog, and you like move this down or something. But one thing you could do is instead of Golden Cog, you could use Black Manacles. And instead of Clockwork Sphinx, you could use the Mirage Queen or King Aberon. And then you have like a cleanup for Rowanne instead of like a armor booster. And that would work as well. There's many different Rowanne teams. I'm just trying to tell you all of them. So yeah, you can either put in Shield of Urskaya here or Golden Cog. Or Black Manacles. Those are the 3 weapons you use with the Rowanne team. And then instead of Clockwork Sphinx, you can have the Mirage Queen or King Aberon or something like that. And then and Rowanne's always here, Leprechaun's almost always here. So Rowanne and Leprechaun almost always here. And then these 2 are the ones that you kind of mix and match and switch out. So Shield of Urskaya, Golden Cog, or Black Manacles. And then we have Clockwork Sphinx, the Mirage Queen, or King Aberon. And just work with it. You know, if you have your team and it's like Golden Cog, Rowanne, Leprechaun, the Mirage Queen, and you're not one-shotting and it's just not as good as this one, just switch back to this one until you get enough stats or whatever. Or until you get Shield of Urskaya or something. Or whatever, you know? You can just mess with it. This is just like the progress and the goals of the Rowanne team here. And that's pretty much it. There is a couple more like super deep Rowanne team. Well, there's one really, and that's it. But let's go look at it. Eventually, you're going to put Shield of Urskaya up here, right? Which I can't do because I don't have it yet. But Shield of Urskaya here. And then you'll have Rowanne here. And then you'll have Leprechaun here. And you'll have, or Megavore. So Megavore or Leprechaun, I can't remember if it's first or last slot for each one. I guess Megavore would be next, and then Leprechaun. And the reason you could do that is Megavore strips armor from the whole other team and does damage. And then it strips armor from the entire other team. So if you're doing like difficulty 12 Explore, and with your Rowanne team, which is almost like the first difficulty 12 Explore team you're ever going to use. Looking for Megavore here. Here he is. All right, so 24 red, blue, brown, Blackhawk, Merfolk, Monster. Eliminate all armor from all enemies. So that cuts them in half right away. So if you're doing difficulty 12 Explorer where they have really high stats, all of a sudden they only have 50% of their stats, right? It deals damage to an enemy, so it's starting to knock one of them out of there. And it also has Death Below, 8% chance to kill the last enemy on 4 or 5 gym matches. So you're going to cast this. You're going to cast your Leprechaun. Then you're going to cast your Megavore. Then you're going to cast your Shield of Urskaya on your Rowanne. And then you're going to cast your Rowanne. And And what that does is it cuts them all the way in half, so that way you don't have to cast as many Shield Over Skyas on your Rowanne before you cast your Rowanne to finish them off. You can do it without the Megavore. You can just keep casting Shield Over Skya on a Rowanne over and over and over until your armor's super high, and then you can kill everybody in difficulty 12 Explorer. So, but the Megavore is just like another option. It's not better or anything. It's just, hey, if you want to mess with the Mythic and put it on your Rowanne team, it is kind of fun to try for the death blows and stuff, the instant kills. But it'll knock them in half, and then you don't have to cast as many Shield Over Skyas on your Rowanne before you wipe them out. Without the Megavore, let's say you have to cast it 4 times to wipe them out. With the Megavore, you only have to cast it 2 times to wipe them out. So, up to you on that one. As far as classes go, that's another good thing about Rowanne. You don't need any certain class. You can just level up a bunch of classes with your Rowanne and difficulty 1 Explorer, just wiping them out in one shot, all the while leveling up all your classes. If I had to pick like one really good class to put with Rowanne, I would say Archer, Titan, maybe Elementalist, stuff like that probably. But yeah, that's the Rowanne teams. Just wanted to go over that. I see that sometimes in the search when I'm like making a Gems of War video. I see people searching for what's the Rowanne team. So hopefully now everybody knows, at least everybody that's watched this video, you have to, like, this troop is almost, you have to have it, you have to make it a team, you have to use it, or you're just hurting yourself. And I know it's boring to use the same team all the time for everything, but that's what the events are for, like Guild Wars and World Event and faction events and class events and all that. It forces you to use different restrictions, so then you use other teams. When you're just doing your daily crap and just grinding through the game, use the same team over and over and over so you're good with it and you get stuff done quickly. Don't be farting around with, no, spider team and a blah 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 and a vampires and dragons, and don't fart around with that. Just get the game with your dailies and your grinding. Use a quick team that you know works, like Rowanne. But yeah, that's it for this part of this portion of the video. I'm going to move on to just getting stuff done here. I'll show you the Rowanne team for a while. Let's try to get this Kingdom Quest done so we can get further in this new account playthrough. I'm probably just going to do like 10 minutes or so because I don't want to make this video too long, and it's already almost at the 30-minute mark. So it's not going to be very long, but let's go. 55 probably ain't going to do it. So let's just get up our cog. Cast our cog on our Rowanne. Boom. Cast it. They're out of here. So I would continue to do that. Let's get out of here and just open our keys and stuff. So I'm level 218 now. I left that other guild. I joined what I think is a better guild. We could take a look at it. I'm never sure. Tasks, they actually got one done, which that other guild wasn't doing. They're kind of close on getting another one done, right? League, they are 550, which is a little bit higher than the other guild. Roster, if this game would quit freezing. Roster, oh yeah, not responding. Oh, there we go. Roster, more people doing stuff, it looks like to me. At least a couple more people doing stuff, you know? Then you can look at the event. See if they're doing that. Rewards are actually up to stage 6. That other guild was probably only on like 3 or 4. You look at the guild, there's more people doing stuff. At least 13 people. The other guild, there's probably like 10 or so. So I'm pretty sure this is at least a slightly better guild. And their requirements aren't crazy either. 20,000 gold, 500 guild seals, 25 trophies. So not too bad there. But yeah, I've been doing the Kingdom. What I do each day is I'll get on, I'll do my adventure board every single day. That's leveling up my classes, that's giving me resources, that's building a habit. Then I'll do my dungeon, which I definitely do on this account because I need, for some reason my games menu is not working lately. But I'll do my dungeon and get that done every single day. Get diamonds, get jewels to make weapons. Try for a perfect run to get Dragonite, but I'm not too, I don't really care that much about it. And then now that I'm in a different guild, I would probably go and make sure I'm doing some of this, but I just joined up, so I'll probably do that next week. Give a little bit to the guild tasks, try not to be a sore thumb, try to stay in this good guild so I can get more tasks, keys, event rewards, stats, mastery, all kinds of stuff for being in a good guild. You got to do that. And then PvP, I'll do a little bit of PvP each day because I want to get to tier 1 so I can get 46 glory keys each week, Got to get them. You got to do this every week as a beginner, as a newer player. Most people should do it all the way through their whole Gems of War career. But eventually you'll get to like level 1200, 1300, 1400, 1500. You're not going to care as much, but 46 glory keys is a ton all the way through mid game to get each week. So I do that. Venture board, dungeon, PvP, get to tier 1 every week, however many battles I do each day for that. Guild stuff to stay in the guild, make sure I'm not a sore thumb, at least do a couple battles, at least give to the guild tasks, show like activity. Let's open up our glory keys. 200 of them. Let's see what we get. Holy Saint Astra, baby. This is the 50% start for Tesla, who's a really good legendary, so that's an awesome pool for me. Scylla is on the Skull Waterfall team. She's not super consequential, but she's fun. Bone Storm on 4 or 5 gym match and has like an instant kill. 25% chance to kill them. She's useful. Azurus. Fundingus is on my undefeated Flaming Oni team. It explodes purple, summons, and gets an extra turn. So I like that. I'll probably put that on my my old Goblin team that I'm not using anymore. And what else? Anything? Did I get any copies of anything that I need copies of here? So I can ascend, get more stats on like Rowanne or Leprechaun or Clockwork Sphinx or something? No, but hey, we got trait stones. We need trait stones. They're hard to come by early in the game. We got some gems. Cool. All right, we got 7 more. Let's get them. Forest Troll's good. You know, more trait stones. Awesome. Don't use your resources to open chests. Just use your keys. 37 gem keys. Not a lot, but let's open them anyway. Garnock sucks, but he does have a 50% start for orcs, which is okay. Herald of Woe, Lady Garnisha. Okay, Goblin Rocket. I was wondering, where is Goblin Rocket? Because I probably would have put him on my Goblin team before my first team. Goblin Rocket's a really good Goblin. If you have him, definitely throw him on your Goblin team. Same with Fundingus. But he's a ultra rare. That's why he was a little bit harder for me to get. I didn't get to put him on there. I probably will now, though. So my new Goblin team is probably going to look something like Fundingus, Goblin Rocket, Flaming Oni I think I have, and like a weapon. I can almost make my undefeated Flaming Oni team. I just don't have Gobsticker, I don't think. Cool. Or I don't have Gobtruffle either. White Helm's a pretty good kingdom. I mean, I could get Guard's Avatar. I could get Archdeva. I just got Holy Saint Astra, though, so that would be like, I don't know, I already got that, so I think I'm going to hold off. I do like White Helm, though. Let's do VIP keys. 3 of them. Got that from the Soulforge. Taloka, not very good. Nothing there, really. Got a Celestial. 6,000 gold. I never get anything from those. But yeah. So I'm going to continue to open up kingdoms. I've been thinking of doing armor kingdoms. Like I've got all my magic kingdoms to 10. You see Darkstone, Blighted Lands, Zalkari, Karakoth. Got all my magic ones. I was thinking to do my armor ones so I could boost my Rowanne up, but I don't know. I remember back in the day arguing with somebody about that, like, you should do magic and then attack and then HP and then armor. And they're like, nah, what about Rowanne? You use it so much. And, like, nowadays I'm like, yeah, I mean, you do use it a ton, like, especially early to mid-early game. Like, it's almost worth it to do armor kingdoms after you do magic. Magic always first, no matter what. I've been thinking about it. I haven't done it yet, but so far just done all the magic kingdoms I have open to level 10 because that gives you stat. Gives you a magic stat. So I got +1 magic from each of those kingdoms that I did. So yeah, like I said, adventure board every day, dungeon every day, PvP somewhat every day, get it to tier 1 each week. Do guild stuff to make sure you don't get kicked out of your guild. Give a little bit to the tasks. Do a little bit in each event. Show activity. Don't be a sore thumb, especially if you're the lowest level in the guild. Keep looking for better guilds. Don't stay in like a crappy guild either. Like that last guild I was in, they're not kicking anybody out, and nobody's doing crap, so I had to leave it. But I would just continue opening up my kingdoms now. Keep doing these quests with the Rowanne team. So right now I'm just trying to, like I said, all that stuff I do each day, and then after I get all that stuff done, I'm doing the kingdom quests. I'm trying to get all of them open. I'll finally do that, then I'll open the rest of the classes. Then I might do the tier 1 challenges. I'm kind of like thinking of, okay, I'm just going to open up all the kingdoms, do all the kingdom quests, and then I'll go back and open up all the classes. And the tier 1 challenges, I don't even really need souls that bad anymore. I'll do them eventually, but I'm trying to hurry up and get to the delves so I can get King Gobtruffle, Mirage Queen, Queen Beatrix, Gargoyles, all those good troops down there. So I'm kind of trying to rush to that. So I'm kind of only just doing the kingdom quests and not worrying about the class quest unless it's a good class. And the tier 1 challenges, I did a bunch of them already. Like, I'm not even going to worry about that either. I'm just going to rush through the kingdom quests after I do my daily stuff that I have to do each day. And then I'm going to try to open up this underworld as soon as possible instead of doing the class quests and the tier 1 challenges, you know? Definitely do those until you got like half the kingdoms open, but eventually you can stop doing like the tier 1 challenge if you want to. It's just like you could be doing other things that are more important. You go back and do them later after you get King Gobtruffle and Queen Beatrix and stuff. See, I didn't give Rowanne enough armor there, so she didn't one-shot. You kind of got to get the feel for it and know how much you need. Green, blue. If not, we'll just try to get Sphinx up. We can take skulls. We got Rowanne. Let's go. But I should get into a groove here. I'm just going to do a couple more battles. I really want to cut this video pretty soon here. But I'm like, you know, a little like halfway through the Blackhawk. Once I get Blackhawk done, all those other ones will open that I said earlier. And then I'll have to do those. All right, we looked for extra turns. We didn't have any, so we cast Leprechaun. Got some incidental skulls. Nice. Sometimes I like to cast this first. That way, when I double Rowanne's armor, it's higher. So we'll cast this on like blue. Get Rowanne up. Also put it to 54, so now we can double 54 instead of like 37 or whatever. Now we got 108. Hopefully that's enough. What? I did it again. So we need something like 120. So we're going to have to cast a couple times. I need to quit being such a noob. Big ol' red. Take some skulls. We need purple or brown. There we go. Now we can cast this on like green. That's Rowanne. Clean them up. Move on to the next battle. And you can click like skip, continue, fight. Click, click, bang. You can go faster than what you see me doing while I'm talking and explaining things. You can definitely go faster than you see me go when I'm on video. I do too. I'm clicking all over the screen trying to get this over with most of the time. Usually try to get up the Sphinx first if I don't have anything else, because it'll get everybody else up, you know. Okay, might as well take some skulls. Got our cog, but let's do this first. You can just cast on brown, get your Sphinx right back up. It's like you didn't even cast it. Now we'll double. And we're going to have to cast this. So we'll just cast it on like red. Now we have 129. There we go. So you'll figure it out. Then you won't have to worry about it after you figure it out. Keeping our mastery the same now, because we already got all the mastery weapons, and you don't keep doing like the same order. And once you get all the mastery weapons, you can just keep evening them up after that. But skip, fight, click, click, click to battle. This will be the last one. I'll try to do good this time. All right, no extra turns cast. We want the Sphinx. Got the cog instead. There's the Sphinx. Cast this on like I would say probably blue. All right, now we can do the cog. Remember, we need like 120, so we need more than that. Let's just try to get the Sphinx up again. That's why you almost want to just cast the Sphinx on its own color, because you're going to have to cast it twice. On these harder battles. Like, this is a harder quest, deeper in. Other stuff you'll just... in one shot, you know? Sorry, my mic keeps going off. Alrighty, so yeah, I would keep doing that. And, yeah, I only do a little... I'd play this about an hour a day on this new account. I've been trying to play it a lot more so we can get this over with. But yeah, that's the Rowanne team, all the iterations of it, explaining how to get everything. Megavore's hard to get. That's a mythic. You're going to have to save up diamonds and look in the soulforge, or wait for a Blackhawk week and throw event keys. You're not just going to get that easily, but that's the very last team when you're high level anyway. But yeah, like, share, subscribe, consider joining. It helps a lot. Tell your guild about the channel. Comment below. I'm going to keep doing my adventure board, my dungeon, my guild stuff, my PvP. And then when I'm done with that daily stuff, I'm going to keep doing these quests, get them all done, then go back and do important class quests, and then go to the underworld and start working on City of Thieves every day, opening all these up, getting all the good troops, stuff like that. City of Thieves 3 times every day on level 20 with the Rowanne team, which you can use here because it's the right coloration. All right, see you guys. You're the best. Peace out.